All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to talk a little bit about the practice squad, okay? Because a couple days ago, the Jets added 13 players to the squad, but the limit is 16. So I was kind of waiting a couple days, are the Jets going to add maybe a couple more players within the next 24, 48 hours? But it looks like the team hasn't, and I don't really know why. Maybe they're just waiting a little bit longer. Maybe they're going through a list of guys here. I can't really put my finger on why the Jets haven't filled the entire practice squad here, because it's not like it would hurt the team in any sort of way. It could only benefit them, and obviously money's not an issue as well. We're talking about the practice squad here. We're not signing guys on for $10 million a season, so it's a little confusing to say the least, but in this one, I wanted to take a look at the 13 guys that we have on the practice squad, because I feel like in this day and age, the practice squad is more important than ever before. I mean, number one, the virus is still a thing. We're seeing players get hurt left and right. And with the new rule coming into place last season where teams could essentially promote 2 practice squad players every single Sunday to the active roster, making it a 55-man active roster, it's huge. It's so important that teams have their practice squad figured out. So with that said, let's talk about the 13 guys that the Jets currently have. So let's start at the top. At the quarterback position, we have Josh Johnson on the practice squad. And look, he has made a living out of being a backup quarterback since 2008. He is 35 years old. I don't care what anybody has to say. You have to be knowledgeable about the sport of football to accomplish what Johnson has done so far. I mean, this surpasses physical traits. I mean, we see it all the time. Guys get in the league and then they're out within like 4 or 5 seasons. Look at Bryce Petty. All of the physical traits in the world to be successful. Where is he today? What about Christian Hackenberg? Josh Johnson, on the other hand, has been in the league before guys like Cam Newton, Sam Bradford, Matthew Stafford. So Johnson has seen his fair share of defenses, and I feel like from a developmental or more so a teacher standpoint, think of a guy like Josh McCown helping Sam Darnold along the way. I mean, I feel like Johnson can kind of be that similar style of mentor for Zach Wilson, okay? Point number 2, I feel like he could also help out the coaching staff as well. Not only is Mike LaFleur really young as it is, but this is his first go-round as an offensive coordinator, first go-round calling plays, developing a rookie quarterback, installing his own offense. It's no secret that LaFleur has a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders. So I feel like with Johnson being 35 years old, being in so many different offenses, seeing so many different defenses, he could be that extension of the coaching staff. I feel like he could provide some valuable information because he's going to be looking at the game from a different viewpoint or a different angle than the coaching staff because of the on-field playing time. I mean, he has so many different memories and experiences that he can recall to help this team moving forward. And then the third and final point is the fact that Josh Johnson actually can play. He looked really good in that last preseason game against the Eagles. He also adds the mobility factor as well. I mean, you can't count out Josh Johnson's legs to pick up first downs on the ground. So, something happens, God forbid, to Zach Wilson or Mike White goes down with an injury or something happens crazy. I mean, we've seen it before with Sam Darnold and Mono a couple seasons ago. I do feel confident that Johnson can step in and hold down the fort for a couple quarters, a game or two, as opposed to, maybe a James Morgan who ended up in Carolina. So anyway, Josh Johnson on the practice squad. I love it so far. Next up, running back Josh Adams, former undrafted free agent from Notre Dame, a guy who has looked really, really good this training camp and through this preseason period. I was really nervous, to be honest with you, that the Jets were going to lose Adams because we kept LaMichael Pirine. And I like Pirine, I really do. But I feel like, honestly, when I'm looking at it just as unbiasedly as possible, I felt like Adams had the better training camp and the better preseason. And there was a lot of speculation out there that because LaMichael Pirine was that middle round pick just a season ago, made by Joe Douglas, that wasn't a Mike McCagnon draft pick, that could have played a factor. Okay, but thankfully, we get to keep both. You take a look at Josh Adams as a runner. I mean, he is big, he is strong, he's a downhill thumper, and I felt like when he got an opportunity late last season, he actually looked pretty good. He looked like a solid running back. So at the end of the day, I do like Pirine. I just felt like if it was me making that tough decision, I would have leaned more towards Josh Adams, but in the end, the Jets get to keep both, and we haven't even mentioned the top 3 running backs on the team: Ty Johnson, newcomer Tevin Coleman, and of course, fourth-round pick Michael Carter, who a lot of people are excited about. So at the end of the day, the Jets hit an absolute home run with the running back room. Next up at tight end, we have Kenny Yeboah. Okay, a really popular name. He was ultra productive at Ole Miss. This is a guy who took a little bit to get going, but he really burst onto the scene in the final preseason game. And of course, everybody wants to reference the Hail Mary, and that's fine. That's cool. Great play. But before that, he had 3 catches. He was getting open. He was doing his thing. But as far as the future of the tight end position is concerned, I'm a little confused, to say the least. I mean, we have Tyler Kroft. That's great. We have Ryan Griffin. Awesome. But we number one, we waived Yeboah, and then we traded Chris Herndon. I mean, I don't really understand the timing of that, unless we waived Yeboah and then Minnesota called the Jets for Herndon, and then, obviously they had to take the offer. It was a 4th round pick in exchange for Herndon and a 6th, so pretty great value, to say the least. Unless that happened, I don't really understand the timing of it all, but at the end of the day, we were able to keep Kenny on the practice squad, and I'm really excited about it. And to round out the offense, at wide receiver, we have Vincent Smith and DJ Montgomery. I felt like Vincent Smith put together a great camp. I mean, he was getting in there early. Obviously, the speed was on display as well. I'm a big fan of Vincent Smith, so I'm pumped that he was able to come back. And then on the offensive line, Grant Hermans, Isaiah Williams, and then Jimmy Murray. Okay, so Hermans was just an absolute tank at Purdue. 6'7". I love his potential. I love his size. Jimmy Murray just provides some solid center depth. And then in the case of Williams, he was actually with the 49ers last season. So he fits the system. He knows the zone blocking attack here, exactly what the Jets want to run. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with how the Jets offensive practice squad turned out. Let's look at the defense. So on the defensive line, we have Tanzel Smart, Hamiko Rashid, and Ronald Blair. Now, I'm a little surprised that Ronald Blair did not make the roster here. I look at the defensive end position. It's really young and it's really thin, especially after the losses of both Vinny Curry and Carl Lawson. Granted, we did go out and add Shaq Lawson. That was huge. That was an awesome, I mean, great value by Joe Douglas, a 6th round pick. Are you kidding me? Awesome stuff, JD. But I still feel like there was a place for Ronald Blair at the defensive end position. I'm not saying, 12, 13 sacks. I was expecting Ronald Blair to come in and be that, that edge setter, right? That 5-6 sack guy, really dominate in the run game. Has playing experience with Robert Saleh. He isn't, 40 years old. He still has room to get better. Fits the defense. I felt like Blair could have made this team. I don't want to say he should have made the team, because who am I at the end of the day? And I really like Bryce Huff and JFM, and of course Shaq Lawson. But just surprising that Blair did not make the team here, at least for me personally. I mean, maybe you saw it coming, but for me, it was out of left field. At linebacker, Delshon Phillips, a guy who I felt like had a solid preseason. I like his upside as well. And then cornerback Lamar Jackson, former undrafted free agent from Nebraska, who actually was really productive at Nebraska. He has all the physical traits to be successful. He has the range, the speed, the size. I like Lamar Jackson, okay, as a developmental prospect. I'm hoping that the Jets coaching staff didn't really view Lamar Jackson as just a cast off from the Adam Gase era. I felt like he never really got a true shot last year. He got in there, he got burned a couple times, but you can make the argument he wasn't ready to play. He was undrafted. He was not ready to go. Greg Williams' defense, pretty complicated stuff. The cornerback room was decimated. The offense just was going 3 and out, turning the ball over pretty much every drive. Lamar Jackson was out there a lot. I'm happy that he made the practice squad, and that the Jets coaching staff can continue to develop his talent. So at the end of the day, I like how the practice squad turned out, but it feels weird saying that because we still have some open spots. I'm hoping here the Jets add some more talent to this room within the next couple days. I mean, Carolina's right around the corner here. Let's get some bodies in the practice squad. Let's fill these slots. Pretty much. I mean, it can't hurt the team in any way. Again, money is not an issue here. Bringing in an extra linebacker, an extra, safety, something along those lines, I don't see how it could hurt the team. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. How do you like how the practice squad turned out? Are there any surprises? Did you wish, a certain player here or there made the practice squad that you don't see on here? I was thinking a guy like JT Hassel. I was impressed what he really the second preseason game and the third preseason game about, or really what JT showed. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.